Here is another interview question. Interviewer says find employees hired in last 30 days. At first this sounds like a simple filter, but not exactly, because many people solve it in a way that works today and breaks tomorrow. So let's understand the correct way to approach it. First, let's look at the table. We have a table called employees, and the columns are employee ID, employee name, and hire date. And imagine the data looks like this. Now, assume today's date is 17th March 2026, and the requirement says find employees hired within the last 30 days. So, let's quickly reason it out. If today is March 17, then 30 days before, that is roughly February 15. So any employee hired after February 15 should appear. Now look at the table. Rahul joined on March 10, which is within 30 days. Then Amit joined on February 25, which is within 30 days. And Priya joined on March 1, that is also in 30 days. But Neha and Karan joined earlier, so they should not appear. Now, before writing the query, let's talk about the mistake many candidates make. They hardcode the date, something like where hire date is greater than equal to 2026 0215. That works today, but tomorrow that logic becomes wrong. And in real systems, we cannot keep changing queries every day. So instead of hardcoding dates, we should calculate the date relative to today. In SQL Server, we use GETDATE to get the current date, and we can subtract 30 days using DATEADD. So now let's write the query. Select employee ID, employee name, hire date from employees, where hire date is greater than equal to DATEADD, then day minus 30 GETDATE. Now when we run this, SQL first calculate the current date using GETDATE. Then it subtracts 30 days using DATEADD. And finally, it returns employees hired after that calculated date. So the query always shows employee hired in the last 30 days, even if you run it tomorrow or next month. That's how production system expect queries to be written. Now, sometimes interviewer asks a follow-up question. What if the hire date column also contains time? Like this. In that case, the comparison still works. But sometimes we want to compare only the date part. So we can cast both sides to date like this. The select part and then where cast hire date as date is greater than equal to cast DATEADD day minus 30 GETDATE as date. This avoids any edge case related to time. One small practical tip. If this table is very large, adding an index on hire date can help, because filtering by date is extremely common in reporting queries, and good indexing can make those queries much faster. So remember this, never hardcode dates in SQL queries. Always calculate relative time using functions like DATEADD and GETDATE. That keeps your queries dynamic and reliable.